Hello everyone. I hope that my voice is clear and my camera is visible to you. Can you please confirm in the chat box, students? Is my voice clear? Can anybody please confirm in the chat box whether my voice is clear or not? Guys, please inform whether my voice is clear or not. Fine. Thanks a lot, guys. That's great. That's great. Welcome to the boot camp of Python A to Z, guys. This is day 2. So I'll wait for 5 minutes, guys, so that everybody joins. Till then, I'll clear few of the doubts, guys. So yesterday, few of the students were asking the questions related to the certificate and your task. So let me just clear. So you have to have 100% attendance first of all to get the certificate. The second thing is that my team will contact to you on your contact number, so you have to do certain tasks to get the certificate. So these are the two criteria regarding the certificate that you have to do. And the third thing is that you'll get the certificate related to the association with Microsoft and the Google. So this is all the information regarding the certificate. So I hope that the students, those who were asking the information regarding the certificate, their doubts are clear. So can anybody confirm whether is there any other doubt regarding the certificate, students? Is there any other doubts regarding the certificates? Fine, that's it, guys. I hope that there is no doubt now. So the second thing is that, guys, the students were asking regarding the registration link as well. So let me just clear to you. So there is a mail that you have to write at the support@devtown.in. So please copy this mail ID. This is the mail ID. On the mail ID, you have to write the mail regarding any issues that you are facing regarding the registration or the certificate. If you have any doubt regarding the certificate, also you can ask in this mail ID as well. Let me just paste it. Guys, please copy this link. That is this mail ID. This is very important. If you have any doubt regarding the certificate and the attendance or anything that you are facing regarding the registration link, you can ask, you can mail on this mail ID. That's it, guys. That's it. I'll wait for 5 more minutes. If you have any other doubts, you can ask. So Preet, I hope that if you are not present yesterday, you must not be getting certificate because you have missed the yesterday's class. So if you have missed yesterday's class, you won't be getting certificate. So you have to have 100% attendance to get the certificate. Durga, please mail on the this mail ID that I've mentioned above. That is support@devtown.in for the WhatsApp group. Shivam, I've already informed that you have to mail at the support@devtown.in for this information. Don't ask the question again and again, guys. Let me just mention it again. So let's get started, guys. Yesterday, I hope that my screen is clearly visible. Can anybody confirm whether the code is visible or not right now? Is my code and the VS code is clearly visible? Everybody can see the screen? Okay, the screen is not visible. Let me just put it. Now, I hope that now it must be visible. My screen is visible. Guys, I hope that my screen must be visible now. Okay. Can any VS code, is my VS code and the code is clearly visible to you guys? Okay, let's get started now. So I hope that everybody must be at this part now. So we'll perform one task today, that is, let's just do something like this, that is 12 divided by 5, or let's just say 12 divided by 2 and do this thing again. Let's just say 12 divided by 3, and let's just say 12 divided by 4. Now let's just say students, I have to replace this 12, that is one time this 12, and over here I have to replace all these 12s with the 5. So now this is a very tedious task, students. Let's just say I'm replacing this one by one with 5. So this is a very tedious task, students. So to avoid all these tedious tasks, there is something that is known as variable into the Python. So let me just explain you what exactly the variables are, and then we'll implement the variable part. So let me just shift back towards the this part. So I hope that my screen must be visible to you guys. Let me just zoom in. Yeah. So my screen must be clearly visible. So let me just tell you what exactly the variables are. So variables are like a container. Assume that there is one box, and in this box you have kept this 5. And now I've named this box as your, you can say, number. Let's just say number. Now whenever I'm saying anywhere that is number, this 5 is being replaced by this number. If I'm saying number, that means this number is equivalent to what exactly 5. This is what exactly the variables are. Variables are nothing, they are just like a container, that where you store whatever thing you store, and whenever you call that, or you can say variable with a specific name. Over here this name is number. Whenever you will call this number, that whatever you have stored inside that container, that would be replaced by that thing. That's what exactly the variable is. Now over here, if I have to replace this part, that is 5 every time, let's just say there is 1,000 lines of code. Now if I've used 1,000 times 5, it would be very tedious for me to change this part 5 every time. So what I can simply do is, I can simply create one variable in Python, that is, let's just say number equal to 5, like this. And I can write this number everywhere like this, and this will simply work as same. Now if I want that this number should be 12, that's it, I have to change in one place, and that would be my output. Let's just execute this code. So you can see I'm getting this, I'm getting the proper output, that is 12 divided by 2 is 6, 12 divided by 3 is 4, and you can say 12 divided by 4 is your 3. So I hope that what exactly the variables are must be clear up till now. Can anybody confirm what I've informed regarding the variable is clear up till now? Is the variable part clear? Is there anyone who has the doubt regarding the variable, what I've explained regarding the variable? Attendance links would be shared at the last. Don't ask about attendance, about certificates. I've already informed, guys. Don't ask these silly questions. This will you can say this will waste our time ultimately, not nothing else, guys. So don't ask these silly questions. Okay, okay. I'll repeat it once again. Someone is asking about the variables again. So let me just explain you. Variables are nothing. They are just a container like this. Let's just say I've created one container. Assume that this container is nothing. It's just a box, and I've kept a 5 inside that. And I've called that box with a number, that is NO, just a short form of a number. So, and wherever I'm using this NO, that means this NO is being ultimately, after the compilation, is being replaced by 5. That's what exactly the variable is. So over here, if I'm saying NO equal to 12, and I'm saying print NO divided by 2, print NO divided by 3, and print NO divided by 4, that means this NO after compilation or interpretation, it would be changed by the 12. That's what exactly the variables are. Now what is the importance of this variables? That means if you are if you're not using variable, let's just say I'm saying 12 like this instead of using this, so output would be as expected. Of, you can say, alteration. Let's just say you used this 12, instead of 12 you have to add 5 everywhere now. So to remove 12 and to add 5, your task would be very tedious. So if you are using variable, this would be just one line of, you can say, code. That is, you have to just create one variable, and whatever value you have to assign to that variable, you have to just say to that variable that, okay, kindly NO please store 12, and you can use no everywhere. You can call no n number of times, and that 12 would be replaced in place of no. That's what exactly it is. If you change the value of no, that every time, if you have changed it to 5, everywhere that no would be replaced by 5 after that. So I hope that it is clear. Now let me just give you one tricky part. Let's just say I'm saying that no equal to 24 in the next line. So can anybody predict what would be the output for this? If I'm changing the no equal to 24, what would be the output for this, guys? Guys, please inform in the chat box what it would be the output for this part. I've said that no is now equal to 24. Can anybody confirm in the chat box what would be output for this? Okay, someone is saying error, some are saying 24, some are saying 12. Okay, so we have three part. Let me just add it. Let's just scroll it down. So someone is saying that we'll get error. So the first answer is error, second is 24, third is 12. So what would be the output? Any other prediction? Okay, some is saying 12, 8, 6. Let's just copy this. So someone is saying 12, 8, and then 6. So anything else? Okay, 24 is done, 12, 8, 6 is also done. Okay, both. What do you mean by both, Damini? Can you please mention it clearly? To see the output, you have to run on this part. You have to just click on this part, or you have to write this part. That is Python hello world. That is the name of the file.py. We have clearly discussed this, guys. Don't ask the questions that we have already done into the previous bootcamp. Okay, okay. So let's just run this and let's just test it. What exactly would be the output? Okay, so it's 12, 8, and 6. So those who are saying that it's 12, 8, 6, this is the correct answer. So those who were saying 12, 8, 6, that's the right answer, guys. So please focus. I've already informed that whenever you are storing anything inside the variable, and if you are changing it, the next time it would be used, the value of the variable would be changed. First, I've assigned the value as 12, and second time I've assigned the no as 24. So afterwards, at line number 2, the value of no is being changed, and after that, wherever I've used no, that would be replaced by this part. Now let's just say I'm adding this part, I'm copying this part and I'm pasting it over here. Now what would be the output? Let me just delete this. Can anybody confirm what would be the output for this code? Yes, you can create two or more variables simultaneously. We'll talk about how we can create two or more variables in one line. We'll talk about that as well. We'll talk about multiple variables in one line as well. Bhavesh, please mail your doubt to the support@devtown.in. I've already mentioned this mail ID, support@devtown.in. Kindly please mail all the doubts regarding the certificate and everything on this mail ID. Okay, so some are saying 686, some is saying 61286. Let's just copy the output. Let's just replace this. So some are saying 6. Okay, let's just make it. Yeah, so some are saying 686 and some are saying your 6, 12, 8, and 6. So I've copied this output. Any other format? Okay, 12, 8, 6 as well. Someone is saying 12, 8, and 6. Let's just copy this. Any other? Any other? 6, 12, 8, 6 is already done. 6, 12, 8, 6 is already done. 12, 8, 6 is also done. 6, 8, 6 is also done. Any other expected output? Anybody saying error or anybody saying other? You can say other format as well. Guys, please focus. I have already informed what would be the output for this. Okay, someone is saying 6.0, 12.0, 8.0, and 12.0. Let me just point this out as well. 6.0, 12.0, and 8.0 and 6.0. Let me just mention this as well. So is there any other output that you might be expecting? Okay, let's just run the code and see what exactly is the output. So it's 686, guys. Exactly this, someone has said this part, but they are not absolutely right. What we have got is 6.0, 8.0, and 6.0. So we'll talk about why the 0 is being added. This is a concept of the data type. We'll gradually, when we'll move towards the data type, we'll talk about this. So now, up till now, those who have said 686, they are right. They are correct. Now, why they are right, let me just tell it to you. So up till now, when the interpreter will come to this part, Python is an interpreted language. That means the code would be compiled line by line. So first this line would be read. That means no would be equal to 12. At this line, that means no is equal to 12. That means 12 divided by 2, that is 6. What we have got is 6. At line number 3, we have changed the value of 12. Now in place of no, we'll not use 12, we'll use what? 24. We have changed at line number 3. That means 24 divided by 3, that is 8. And at line number 3, we have changed ultimately. So at line number 5 also, the no value would be 24, not 12. So that's why the output is, please focus guys, whenever we'll change the value of the variable, its output would be changed up depending upon that. Now someone was asking, can we have 2 or 3 variables? Yes, this is correct. You can have like this as well. Let me just tell it to you. If I'm doing like this is perfectly correct. You can see the output is running. We can have more than one variable in just one line, or sorry, in 2 lines. We have not created in one line. We'll talk about how exactly we are going to create in one line as well. So is that clear? This is not 0, guys. This is O. This is not 0. Please not please not this take it as 0. This is O. This is alphabetical O, not 0, guys. Yeah, this point 0, I'll inform about point 0. Up till now, please ignore this point 0. Please don't take this point 0 as, you can say, as a doubt. Up till now, we have not talked about that, so that's why we are not discussing it. Just please ignore this point 0 part. I'll inform it later on why exactly this point 0 is being coming at the output. I hope that this variable part is clear up till now. So this is what exactly a variable is about. Now let me just add few things to the variable part. Let's just move ahead and let's just talk about exactly what is variable. So there are certain format that we follow to write the name of variables. There is certain format, and you can say the way by which we write the name of the variable, students. Sorry, let me just move on towards the next slide and then do it. So yeah, so every programming language has the naming conventions for the variable. You must have, if you are coming from the Java background or C++ background, or if you have learned any language, you must be aware of certain, you can say, your naming conventions that we follow regarding the variable, students. It's very important we follow certain naming conventions regarding the variable. And what, let's just talk about what exactly are those naming conventions and how we talk about that. So the first part is, your should variable name should start with an alphabet or an underscore. Whenever we are creating or whenever we are writing any kind of a variable, the first rule of creating the variable name is that your variable name should start with an underscore or an alphabet, that is A to Z, capital A to Z, or you can say your you can say normal, that is big A to Z. Let me just write it. Your variable name should start with letter, list letter, or underscore. That's it, guys. This is the first, you can say, rule of writing the variable, guys. If you are not following it, if your variable is starting with an not with an underscore, let's just say your variable is starting with an at the rate, hash, dollar, or let's just say with a number. Let me just tell it to you. So let's just say I'm declaring the variable as 12no equal to 12. So you can see this is an invalid variable. I'm getting an error over here. Let me just compile this code and show it to you. Let's just compile. So you can see I'm getting an syntax invalid decimal literal. You can say I'm getting this error. So this is an invalid variable. This is not a valid variable. The second thing is that your variable should contain either underscore, English letter, or a number. The second word, not the first word. I'm talking about the second word. The second, or you can say the whole variable after the first word, not the first word. After the first letter, we can only have number that is from 0 to 9, or English letters, or underscore. So this is what exactly we can have. We cannot have anything else apart from this. If you are using at the rate, or if you are using anything else into the variable, then that is not a valid part. You cannot have any special character into your variables. The third thing is that I've already informed that you cannot start the variable with a number. You cannot start the variable with a number. So we have already discussed about that. A variable should have an English letter or an underscore, not anything else apart from that. If you're starting the variable with a number, that is an invalid variable, guys. Now the third thing is that you cannot have any special characters inside the variable. We have already talked about that as well. That is, you cannot have any special character. Let's just correct this. In the variable, you cannot have any special character in the variable, guys. And the last rule is your you can say your variables are case sensitive, guys. Your variables are case sensitive. What do I mean by case sensitive, guys? That is, if I'm saying capital A, let me just type it. If I'm saying capital A and small a as a variable, if they are two variables, that is capital A and the small a, they would be considered as two different variables. Capital A and a small a, they won't be considered as a one single variable, students. So these are the rules and regulations that we follow when we declare the name of the variable, guys. I hope that the naming conventions of the variable must be clear up till now. Can anybody confirm? Guys, please don't put happy birthday and all other comments into the chat box, guys. Those who are putting all these comments, I'll block them, guys. They won't be able to attend the boot camp, any boot camp of the DevTown again. Please don't put all these things, guys. Sanket and your Hamad, I hope that this is clear to you. Please don't put happy birthday and all other things. This is an educational, you can say, video. Please don't put any of these comments, guys. I hope that up till now, what I have informed regarding the variables, that must be clear. Is there any doubt regarding the variable, guys? You cannot have the gap between the variable, guys. Let me just inform you. If you are creating the variable like this, that is your, you can say, number, and your, you can say, one. Let's just say I'm having like this is also an invalid variable. You cannot have a gap between the variable. Let's just type this as well. You cannot have a gap between the variable. You cannot have a proper gap. You can put any number, but that shouldn't be the first letter. You can start your you can say a variable with a capital letter, as well as you can have a, you can say in between as well the capital letter. Variable memory, guys, will talk about what exactly is the variable memory and how much variable memory, you can say, the string or the integer value takes. It's, you can say, 4 byte for integer, guys. Up till now we have worked with integer, so that's why I'm saying it's 4 byte for integer. You can look at what would be the output, Bharat. I've already informed about, don't ask all these silly questions. What would be the output for this? Just go to the VS Code, type the code what you are thinking, and just check what would be the output of this. Is there any doubt regarding the naming conventions that I have informed? Okay. I hope that up till now it is clear. So I'll give you few variables. Let me just put the name over here. And guys, you have to inform me what is there the right variables or not. Let me just type it. So the first name is, let's just say, 123 no, and the second name of the variable is, let's just say, DevTown, and the third is this, let's just say, DevTown, and you can say the fourth variable that I have is this, let's just say, at the rate DevTown. Guys, please tell me which is the valid variable and which is not valid variable among these four. Which is the valid variable and which is not valid variable? Let me just paste it for you guys in the comment section. Okay, I've not copied it properly. Let's just copy this and let me just paste it. Guys, please inform which is a valid variable and which is not a valid variable. So let me just say what exactly those who are saying. So some are saying that first and second is valid, and some are saying that second and third. So second and third. Some are saying 1 and 4 is invalid. That is your second and first and second are invalid. You can say second and third are valid. That is already taken, guys. Okay, second is only valid. Let's just take it second. Two for second and third are wrong, and first and four are right. Okay, let's just take 1 and 4. Okay, we have already talked about second. Second and three is also taken, guys. Guys, please put your answer in the form of the variable those who are valid. Don't put in the format of invalid. Okay, three is valid. Only three is valid. There is one more, you can say, possibility that the person is saying that only three is valid. Is there any other, you can say, format that you are thinking? Guys, I've already informed Vedant. Sorry, not Vedant. Pragya, please put your format in the form of valid, not in the form of invalid. And don't put the questions, or you can say the format that we have already taken. I hope that 2 and 3 is already cleared and we have already taken 2 and 3. Okay. Okay, 2 and 3 is already done. Is there anybody who's thinking that all the variables are invalid? Is there okay, first one is only valid. Let's just take this first one. Okay. Is there anybody who's saying that all the variables that we have written up till now is invalid? These all four variables are invalid. Is there anyone who is saying this? Okay, who is saying Mr. Dua, I think you are saying that all the variables are valid. Oh, sorry, all the variables are invalid. Okay, if someone is saying that no variable. Okay, so some are saying that no. Okay, so these are the all possibilities. Let me just clear it to you guys. So we have already talked about that your variable name should start with an English letter or an underscore. You cannot have anything apart from an English letter or an underscore. So it is clear that this variable is starting with 1, 2, 3. That means it is starting with a numeric part. So this is clear that this is an invalid variable. Now, So this is not even following the first part, that is our first criteria of, you can say, variable. The second variable is that it should start with an English letter or an underscore, so that means it is starting with an English letter or an underscore. The second criteria is after the first letter we can only have, you can say, a number, English letter or an underscore. So it has already, DevTown is having, the second variable is already having all the English alphabets. There is no, you can say, special character in this variable. The second format is, you can start variable, you cannot start with a variable with a number. Obviously this is starting with an English alphabet, not with a number. The fourth is, you cannot have a special character. There is no special character inside this part. The fifth is, the variable is case sensitive, so that's quite, you can say, clear. You cannot have a gap between the variables, so I hope that there is no gap between this. So this is following all the criteria of this variable, so this is a valid part. Now if you will clearly look at the above part, this is also valid. I don't need to look into that. I'm 100% sure that this is a valid variable. Just match it with everything. So once you'll memorize all, you can say, the criteria of declaring the variables, you can clearly say which is a valid variable and this is not valid. This is not valid because it is starting with an at the rate. If you'll remove this at the rate, this will become a valid variable. And these two variables are what, if you'll remove this DevTown, these are two different variables, guys. Don't confirm. This is small d and this is capital D. This is a case where these two variables are different because they are, Python is a case sensitive language, so that's why they'll not consider as a one variable. So this is also wrong because of this at the rate. So those who are saying second and third, they are absolutely right. Rest all these answers are wrong. So guys, those who were saying second and third, they are right. I hope that it is clear about the variables, what we have informed about the variables. Let me just give it one more time. You can say try. Let's just go for one more time. Let's just scroll it down and let's just talk about the variables. Let's just say now we are having your, let's just say, Python. Let's just say the variable that we are having is Python, and the second variable, let's just have it. Let's just go for a tricky part now. For, let's just say the variable name that we have declared is for. Okay, let's just give a gap over here. So that's why, yeah. And we are taking, let's just say, in, and we have your, you can say, your that is what we are going to have is, let's just say, small p, and let's just say data, and we are going to have your, let's just say, your hash $123, and we are going to have your, that's it. Let's just talk about that's it. So these are, you can say, the sample of the variable name. Can anybody tell me which are valid and which are not valid? There is one tricky part in this that I have not informed, guys. So please focus on this part. So you have to be little bit clear and you have to be little bit advanced in the programming. If you are aware of that, that is perfectly fine. But if you're not aware, then that's not an issue. We'll discuss this part as well. So can anybody confirm which is the valid variable and which is not a valid part? Okay, some are saying 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's just say 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And some are saying 1 and 4. I've seen that. Some were saying 1 and 4 as well. Okay, some are saying 1, 3, and 4. Okay, is there anyone who is saying, okay, 1, 3, 4 is already taken. Okay, 1, 3, 4 is not taken. Okay, let's just have 1, 3, 4. Okay, only 3. Let me just clear this part. Let's just clear this. Okay, is there any other part? 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is not taken. Let's just take 1 and 2 as well. Okay, 4. Let's just add 4. Okay, is there any part? 1, 2, 3, 4 is already taken. This 1, 3, 4 is also taken. Only 1. Let's just have a 1 as well. Is there any other? Okay, now let me just tell you. So this is a valid variable because we can have Python. Let's just type Python and let's just check. Let's just say I'm saying Python equal to 12. So this is not giving any error. If I'll run this code, let's just say, so this is not giving any error, student. So this is a valid variable. Now for or in, what is for and in? They are referred as keywords in Python. So keywords are the reserve words, students. Let me just tell you about keywords as well. This is a very important topic. So keywords are something, you can say, a word that is being used to you can say some suggestions regarding for format and all these things. So there are certain words like print. So we were using print part, so you cannot have the reserved words that are being already reserved by the Python for its, you can say, coding syntaxes, like print, for, in. So these all are the reserved words. They are considered as reserved words, the variables, or you can say the words that are being taken by the Python for its programming syntaxes purpose. They are called as keywords or the reserved words. So there is one more rule while declaring the variable, that is you cannot have the keywords while you are declaring the variable. Let's just add this point as well. So let's just type it. Why it's not taking? Okay, it's not taking. Let me just add this part as well. You cannot have uh, keywords in the variable, sorry, as a variable name. Let's just keep it as, okay, as a variable name. So these two variables that we have taken, that is for and in, they are an invalid because they are keywords. This is not an valid variable, students. Data is a valid part, and you already know why this is not invalid. We have already talked about. So those who were saying 1 and 4, this is the right answer. So I hope that the keyword part is also clear. Why the keywords is not different? Okay, reserve words and the keywords, they both are same. They are just the synonyms, reserve words or the keywords. You can call it as a reserve word or the keyword. There is no difference between that. Okay, let me just tell you how you have to comment the line in the Python as well. So what are comments? Let's just talk about that as well. Someone had raised this question, what are comments in Python? So for the code readability purpose, that is sometimes what happens, the code base is very large. So you can say the coders are working in a group. They are not working just, there is not just one coder who is responsible for the every task. So after performing one module, once the one module is being done, the code is being shifted towards the next coder. So to make the code as more readable, we use comments. So what are these comments? Let me just tell it to you. So if I want to specify to the, you can say, someone else to whom I'm passing this code, I can write this is used to calculate the division. So I can clearly mention that, okay, this is a variable that is being used to calculate the division. So he will, you can say, clearly get this. Okay, the you can say reason behind creating this variable is to calculate the division, or whatever might be the reason is. So that means these comments are being used to add the more readability into the code. And how we add this comment, that is using this hash. If you want to add the comment in the Python, we use hash. Okay, so this is the sign that is being used. Yeah, Deepu, you are absolutely right. We use hash for the comments. Bhushan, we don't use double slash. This is not for Python. This is for some other languages. We use hash for, you can say, for comments into the Python. Yeah, you'll get the notes as well. Don't worry, guys. You will get PPTs, you'll get notes, you'll get everything. Renuka, you are absolutely right. We'll use double slash for JS. Yeah, I think it is for C++ as well. But for Python, there is an hash. Okay, screen is not clear. Can anybody confirm whether my screen is clear or not, guys? Is my screen clear? Someone was saying that my screen is not clear, guys. Please confirm whether my screen is not clear or not. Okay, okay, that's great, guys. That's great. That's great. Okay, up till now, any doubts, guys, regarding the variables? Okay, that's great, guys. Now we'll shift towards few more things, that is the cases that we follow to write into the Python. There is one Pythonic way that is named as Pythonic way. Let me just tell it to you. So there are two, three cases. Let me just give it to you. The first case is known as snake case, guys. So what is snake case? So whenever we write a variable to make it more clear, we use instead of using, we cannot add the space. Let's just say my variable is of two words. Let's just say your number, and then we are having your, you can say number one. Let's just say number one. This is number one, and then there is number two. Let's just say these two are the variables. So we cannot have like this number one and number two. So this is invalid variable. To add a gap, we use what we use underscore. So whenever we follow you can say such syntax, that is to put a gap, we use underscore. That is known as snake case, and this is known as Pythonic way. This is known as Pythonic way to write the variable. So if you are a good programmer, or if you want to follow the good programming practice, make sure that while you are writing your variable, you follow the snake case as a default case to write the variable. If you are following the snake case, that will consider, let's just say you are in certain interviews, and someone is, you can say you are showing your code and your projects to the someone, and you are mentioning that I have followed the snake case as the, you can say, variable declaring case. So he will you can say he will assume you as a good coder, because this is a Pythonic way. If you are not aware of, let's just say there are some other cases as well, that is known as camel case. So how do we write the camel case? We use follow, let's just say number first, like this. So first letter would be of small, and then every you can say second word letter would be the first, you can say capital letter. The every first letter of the second word would be capital. So this is known as camel case. If we are following this case in Python, we'll not get any error. This is perfectly fine. Let me just show it to you. If I'm saying this, that is number first equal to 13, and if I'm saying number underscore 1 equal to 13, so they both are, you can say, ultimately number first equal to 13 and number 1 equal to 13. So they both are a valid variable. But if I'll use this format, that is number first, let's just say I'm saying number first, now it would be more clear. So if I'm saying these two, and if I'm presenting these two variables in front of someone who is, you can say, a big company, or who is an interviewee who is taking my interview, so if I followed this part, will consider me more as, you can say, a knowledgeable person regarding Python, as compared to the other person who has used this, you can say, this camel case for following you can say as a case in Python. So guys, please be aware about what exactly are the cases and the Pythonic way. So I hope that this Pythonic way is clear. So if you are following Pythonic way, you will be considered as, you can say, the person who knows about Python. So I hope that this is clear. Is Pythonic way clear? What is Pythonic way is clear? Yeah, to have a multi-line comment, let me just tell you how exactly we put the multi-line comment. To add a multi-line comment, we add this part. Let's just remove this, and we add it like this, guys. This is how exactly the multi-line comment is being added into the Python, guys. If you want to add a multi-line comment, this is how exactly it is going to be added. Let me just remove it. Is everything clear up till now regarding the variables? Divya, we have already talked about that. You have to use three codes regarding the you can say your multi-line comments. Don't ask the questions, guys. You'll get the attendance link in few minutes. Don't ask the question regarding the attendance links. It's already clear that every time we have to put the attendance link at the last, guys. Okay, that's great, guys. Let's just move ahead. Now, the second part regarding the variable is whenever we declare any kind of a variable, make sure that you are having the variable name as short and clear. Let's just say first. So this is a very clear variable name. That first, let's just say someone is, we are preparing a game, and over there the first prize is 10,000 rupees, and the second prize is let's just say 5,000 rupees. So let's just say, let me just remove this. So these are the two variables. So if I'll say first and second, that is quite obvious that this is the first price and this is the second price. Now assume that if I'm saying, if I'm saying the variable as first underscore price underscore is equal to 10,000. Let's just say I'm saying something like this. So it's more, you can say, clear, but ultimately you cannot have the variable name like this, that is first price underscore clear. So make sure that whenever you are creating the variable, your variable name should be clear and appropriate. What you want to convey, it should be short, it should not be much longer, and it should not be too short as well. It should not be like this, that is f equal to, you can say, 10,000 rupees. If you are saying like this, then also it's wrong. If you are saying like this, then also it's wrong. You have to keep it clear and short. This is what the variable, this is what the best practice that we follow while writing the variable name. I hope that it is clear. Yeah, you have to keep it short, not that much big, not that much small as well. There are many keywords in Python, Ayush. You have to go and check onto the internet. There are many words. There are for, there are in, there is, you can say, if as well, there is else. So there are many keywords in Python. There is a one huge list regarding the keywords in the Python. You can check it on internet. There are various, you can say, keywords. Is there any doubt regarding what I've explained up till now, guys? So that's it regarding today's bootcamp, guys. We have already talked about what is variable and we have completed regarding everything regarding the variable. From the next video, we'll start with your data types. So I'll stick to the doubt session. So if anybody has any doubts regarding the variable, they can ask, or if they have any doubts regarding this bootcamp or anything, they can ask. In what applications would you do you have to use? Can you please mention it clearly? We'll share the attendance link, guys. Attendance links would be shared 5 minutes before the boot camp is going to be closed. Guys, if you have doubt, you can ask. That's great, guys. That's really nice to hear that everything what I've explained up till now is clear. That's great. That's great, guys. Okay, we will talk about global and local variable as well. Global and local variable is somewhat advanced topic. We'll not go into deep of global and local variable right now. Okay, we'll talk about data types into the next boot camp, that is tomorrow, guys. We'll discuss about data types in detail. Don't run so fast, guys, because we have to go with A to Z part. We have to clear everything. So that's why we'll go a little bit slow. We'll not start with advanced topic right now, but gradually, once the basics is clear, then we'll shift back towards the advanced topic as well, guys. Don't jump fast, guys. No, we have other cases as well, Usha. This is just, you can say, the most, you can say, most used cases in the that programmers follows, that is snake and camel. You can go to the internet as well and you can search. They are case sensitive. They are not case sensitive. Let's just say if I'm saying for, they are already starting with, let's just say if I'm saying for, this is not a keyword. Let me just inform you. If I'm saying for in a small you can say this part, that is small letters, and if I'm saying this for, they both won't be considered as same, because capital for is not you can say same as, and this is not exactly the keyword as well. The first one is a keyword, but the second one is not a keyword. So keywords are, you can say, specific. They are what, if I'm writing for in the small letter, that will only be considered as a keyword. You can have this as a variable. If I'm saying for equal to 12, this will not throw any error. But since small for is a keyword, we cannot have it as a variable. If I'll say it as 12, you can say still this is throwing me an error. So this is a valid, you can say, variable, but this is not a valid. So I hope that the person who was asking regarding his variable, or you can say the keywords are case sensitive, that is clear. Yeah, Mutli blog, whatever your name is. Okay, let's just talk about two variables in one line. That is a very short topic. So if you want to create two variables, more than one variable, let's just say number one and number two. Let's just say I have to create this two variables in one line. How can I declare it? I can say one comma two. Let's just say this is how we create two variables in one line. If you want to assign multi variables in one line, this is how we declare it. I hope that how we declare the variables, more than one variables in one line, that is also clear. Okay, now let me just paste the attendance link into the chat box, guys. Guys, please mark your attendance. I've already shared the link into the chat box. Guys, please mark it. Let me just share it once again. As you will be informed at the last about the project, my team will be contacting to you what project you have to do. It would be very simple project. It won't be that much big project. It would be just a simple project that you have to do to get the certificate. Don't worry, that won't be much, you can say, big project. It would be just a simple, and it would be related to what I've explained into the boot camp. It won't be not something that you are not aware of. We don't add semicolon, you can say, nimit. We semicolon is necessary into the javascript and java and c and other languages. In python we don't add semicolon anywhere. So please mark your attendance, guys. I've already pasted the link. This link is would be valid only for a few minutes, so don't miss it. Please mark your attendance, guys. I hope that everybody must be following this link for the attendance, guys. Please don't miss it. If you'll miss today's attendance, you will not get the certificate. Let me just paste it again. I've pasted the attendance link, guys. Please mark your attendance. Okay, that's great, guys. That's great. Okay, so that's it. That's all about today's boot camp, guys. Now I'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes more, and after that, this boot camp is going to be ended, guys. That's all about today's. Okay, please mark your attendance, guys. Please don't miss it. Okay, let me just explain about the Pythonic way. Piyush is requesting me to explain that once again. Let me just show it to you guys. Okay. So what exactly is the Pythonic way? Let me just tell you. So there is something that is known as snake case while we are writing the name of the variable. Let me just tell it to you. There is something that is known as snake case. So why it is called as snake case? Because we put underscore in between the every word that we put. Let's just say my variable is of two words, that is number and your first. Let's just say like this. So these are two different words, that is no and the first, that is number and the first. So now I cannot have like this, that is no first. This is not a valid variable because in between the space is coming. To avoid this, what we use, we can add underscore into the name of the variable. We have already talked about that. So to avoid this, what we put underscore. And this is best practice to name the variable into the Python. If you want to name the you can say variable of two words into the Python, we follow this case. This is known as Pythonic way. There are some other cases as well, like camel cases. If you are declaring the variable using camel case, that's perfectly correct. There won't be any error, there won't be any difficulty into your code would be running perfectly fine. But if you would be showing your code to someone who is taking your interview, that the person would not consider you as a, you can say, good programmer, because there is a Pythonic way that is known as snake case that we follow for writing the variables into the Pythons. That's what the snake case and the Pythonic you can say way is. I hope that the Pythonic way is clear, guys. That's great, guys. Yeah, we have already talked about how we can initialize the two variables side by side. So this is how we follow the syntax. This is the first variable, comma, second variable equal to, and then the two values separated by comma, what we have to declare it. That's it, guys. Okay, so Python versus Java. That means if you want to do the DSA, guys, if you want to do DSA, that stick to the Java, guys. But if you want to go to into the field of that is data science, artificial intelligence, IoT, or ML, just have a knowledge of Python as well, because the Python is the most used language into the field of Python, AI, data science, and ML and IoT, guys. Okay, that's it. I hope that every doubt is clear and everybody is up till now with me. So that's it. Thank you for watching, guys, today's boot camp. I hope that you must have learned something. And from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the data types, guys. Thank you for watching. That's it. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.